Have you ever really thought about what happens when you pick one product over another? It feels like a simple choice, but behind the scenes, there is this huge battle of strategies going on. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and explain exactly how businesses are competing for your attention and, of course, your wallet. Seriously, think about the last thing you bought: a phone, your lunch, maybe even a car. Why did you pick that one? Was it just the price, the cool features, or was it something else, something you can't quite put your finger on? Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. It was not random, and the why is way more interesting than you'd think.
So to figure out how companies compete, we've got to start with, well, us, with the customer. Our journey begins right there, inside our own heads, as we unpack the key things that are secretly guiding all of our buying decisions. And it turns out it almost always boils down to a mix of these four big things. You've got price and quality, those are the obvious ones, right? But we're also thinking about variety, like how many choices do I have? And timeliness, how fast can I actually get this thing? Every single time you buy something, your brain is doing this super fast subconscious calculation using these four criteria.
Okay, but here is where it gets really fascinating. In any given purchase, those four things are not created equal. Some of them are just the price of admission, the bare minimum. But others? Those are the ones that actually make the deal. This is the huge difference between what gets a product in the game and what actually lets it win.
And this brings us to a really core idea in business: order qualifiers versus order winners. Think of it this way. Order qualifiers are the absolute must-haves, the non-negotiables. If a product doesn't have these, you won't even look at it. But the order winner? That's the magic ingredient. That's the one feature that makes you point and say, yep, that's the one I want.
So, you might think these categories are set in stone, right? Well, not so fast, because these things are constantly evolving. What was a total game changer yesterday, a real deal maker, can just become a standard boring expectation tomorrow. So how does that actually happen?
Let's make this super real. Picture it. The year is 1989. You're out shopping for a new car. Air conditioning is not standard. It's a luxury feature. In that world, having AC is a classic order winner. On a scorching hot day, that one feature could absolutely seal the deal.
Now, let's fast forward to today. Could you even imagine buying a brand new car without air conditioning? No way! It's a basic expectation. It's now a fundamental order qualifier. A car company that tried to sell a car without it would get laughed out of the building. It's the perfect example of how our expectations completely change the game.
Okay, so we've got a handle on how customers think. Now, let's flip the script and look at it from the company's side. How do they respond? Well, here's the thing. They can't be everything to everyone. They have to pick a lane. They have to focus their entire strategy around what we, the customers, actually care about most.
The really smart companies do this brilliantly. They align their entire operation with what their customers want. If you, the customer, are all about low cost, well, that company is going to be obsessed with hunting down and eliminating waste. If you value top quality, their entire world revolves around amazing design and getting rid of defects. It is all about that perfect strategic alignment.
And this brings us to maybe the single most important rule in all of business strategy. You cannot, I repeat, cannot be the best at everything. It is literally impossible. If you focus all your energy on being the cheapest, you're probably going to have to sacrifice a little on cutting-edge features. If you want to offer a million different options, you're probably not going to be the fastest. Strategy isn't about being perfect, it's about making smart choices and being okay with the trade-offs.
So if a company has to choose, has to make these tough trade-offs, how does it decide where to place its bets? Well, it looks inward. It has to find its unique secret sauce. And this leads us to this really powerful idea called core competencies.
Okay, so what is a core competency? It's not just something a company is pretty good at. Nope, it's way deeper than that. It's the unique combination of skills and resources that gives a business a real lasting advantage. It's the thing they do better than literally anyone else on the planet. And hey, not just any skill gets to be called a core competency. It's got to pass three really tough tests. First, it has to deliver some kind of superior value to you, the customer. Second, it needs to be incredibly hard for competitors to copy. And third, it has to be rare. That is a very high bar to clear.
Let's look at a few of the masters, shall we? For Apple, it's style. It's not just that they make electronics that work well. It's the design, the feel, the beautiful, simple interface. That obsessive focus on style is valuable, it's rare, and boy, is it hard for others to imitate.
Now, let's swing to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Walmart. Their core competency, pure buying power.
Their operation is so massive that they can demand the absolute lowest prices from suppliers, and then they pass those savings on to us. Their sheer size is their secret sauce, and it's almost impossible for anyone else to replicate that scale.
And then you have a company like McDonald's. Their core competency is standardization. Just stop and think about this. Serving 9 million pounds of fries every single day and making them all taste exactly the same no matter where you are in the world, that is a staggering operational achievement. That rock-solid consistency is their unique advantage.
So, we've connected the dots, right? We've gone from what you want, the order winner, to a company's unique strength, its core competency. But how does all this high-level talk actually translate into the real world? Well, it all comes down to the thousands of small, daily decisions a company has to make.
See, a company's grand strategy, it's like the central brain, and it tells every other part of the business what to do. It dictates how products get designed, where you build your stores, which suppliers you work with, even how you schedule your employees. Every single one of these nitty-gritty operational decisions has to support that big picture strategy.
Now, this all sounds great in a meeting room, but how does a CEO actually know if the plan is working out in the wild? You can't just guess. The answer is actually really simple and incredibly powerful. You measure it. And in the world of business operations, the ultimate yardstick is productivity.
At the end of the day, success gets measured. The simplest, most powerful way to do it is with productivity. Basically, a ratio of what you get out versus what you put in. For a jam company, maybe that's 10.5 jars for every hour of work. Now, is that number good? Who knows? But if last month it was 9.5, then you know your strategy is working. You know you're headed in the right direction.
So let's bring this all the way back home. The next time you choose one brand over another, just pause for a second and ask yourself, what was the order winner that just sealed the deal for me? And what is this company's real core competency, their secret sauce? Once you start looking for it, you'll see these hidden strategies absolutely everywhere. So I'll leave you with this. What's the secret sauce of your favorite company?